Hey, this is Nick Millivoy.
And this is Jason Shadrick.
And this is the 100 Guitarist podcast, where each week we talk about one of the 100 guitar players we think you should know. Today, what episode are we on? I'm not even looking. I think it's somewhere around like, if you were to guess, what would you guess? 60?
I would guess it's definitely over 50. We got to be knocking on 60.
Yeah, it's got to be close. I would say 58. So
62.
I'm going to guess 62. We're on the 62nd guitar player. That means there's somewhere between 31 and 62 hours of us talking about guitar players on the internet.
Yes.
And if you listen to those and want to get at us at any point to talk about them, and people hit us up about all the episodes all the time, love it. They don't make it onto the podcast because it's not relevant for the episode we're talking about, but we love, I respond to the emails. Sometimes you respond to the emails.
Yep. Emails are, if you really want an answer, email is probably best.
That is probably
we'll
best. 100 Guitarists at premierguitar.com. And we do texts and voicemails at 319-423-9734. We love those too. Somebody just texted us a guitar for Jason Shadrick to buy. Woo! And has it been shipped yet? Give us a status update there.
Still in negotiation. I'm
Jason,
quite
is
happy.
Is it really a negotiation?
No, it's not. But
our listeners did what we asked them to do.
They did what we asked them to do.
I promised that you would buy the guitar.
I believe there are more negotiations getting Dave and Tim back to Luther than it is. I did see a video clip recently of Dave playing a Sunburst Chet Atkins, and
you want one?
I immediately blocked that video from. I immediately blocked it. But today we are talking about one of the kings of modern blues guitar, whose last name is not King, Buddy Guy.
That's right.
Louisiana's own, also Chicago, lays claim to Buddy Guy. So much to talk about with Buddy. But first, one of the things Buddy does, you've ever seen him live, I've seen him live about half a dozen times, he likes to roam. He likes to roam around the stage.
I don't know if he still does that.
Last time I saw him, he did. He's known for that. He's known for it. I haven't seen him in a little while, a couple years.
I saw him 2 years ago, and he did not roam.
Okay.
But I didn't know if that was, maybe that was just that night.
He's known for it, and you undoubtedly see like a 100-foot cable behind him. Mm-hmm. But today's sponsor, XV,
and the cable handler. But today's sponsor, XV, could help him with that. That's right.
With their new wireless system, the P58, which pairs the A58T transmitter with a combination chromatic tuner pedal and true diversity wireless receiver. You got tuner, you got wireless system. It also functions as a USB tuning hub for the transmitter and can be set to either true bypass or buffered bypass, depending on what mood you're in that day. You're feeling a little buffered, you want a little more straight bypass, they got you covered. They also announced 3 new wood grain finishes for the A58 wireless system. Rosewood, mahogany, sunburst. I've heard the rosewood is a better tone wood for wireless systems. What do you think?
I would go for rosewood as
well.
Yeah. I warm it up a little bit, right?
Warms it up.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not?
Sunburst. I like how it's rosewood, mahogany, and then like sunburst, like a finish.
Yeah, some other wood.
Whatever. Okay.
X5's large and growing product line includes a variety of other wireless systems, personal monitoring systems, audio recorders, and much more. But of special interest to guitarists are the light, rugged, and compact G1 butterfly guitar stand designed in Germany, and the V21 Echo Man delay pedal designed by effect pedal guru Howard Davis. You know Howard Davis? Familiar with Howard Davis?
Mr. and Mrs. Davis's son, yes.
Yes. Designer of the of the Memory Man. So that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
And that pedal also includes the X5 MN3005 Bucket Brigade chip. X5's products offer outstanding value due to their combination of high-level audio quality, rugged construction, ultra-reliable performance, musician-friendly designs, and affordable price points.
There we go.
Head over to XVive, that's XVIVE.com.
Excellent. Thanks so much for the support. So we're talking Buddy Guy, and boy, I have...
Oh, look at that.
Notes.
Analog.
Notes. Yeah, I went full analog for this in the spirit of Buddy. which is funny because we'll get to it. Which I had a very non-analog experience seeing Buddy Guy
Yeah.
one time,
Yeah.
which we'll get to. But so, where do people start with Buddy Guy? Where do we
That's a
place
great
them
question.
in the pantheon of
Say, okay,
electric blues players?
let's say you have a guitar student comes to you and they're like, I heard Buddy Guy is good. That's the way I think of, like, that's the way I answer that question with any guitar player. Like, where do I start? Well, what does my student bring to me? And then I go like, oh, this is the thing that is the most Buddy Guy thing he does. So what's your thought?
I would have to say, if we're talking now in the modern day, what I would do is probably slip them a couple choice YouTube nugs. Some choice YouTube nuggets.
Fair. What do you?
But,
I can answer it that way. What do you got?
Which that's a whole different rabbit hole. But if we're talking recorded output,
no, talk about YouTube stuff. I don't care. I got answers in both directions.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so much Buddy Guy YouTube stuff, but I really think to really get the essence of what would really connect, especially if it was a younger student today, is the Damn Right I Got the Blues record, because it's electric and powerful in a modern way that his earlier records, through no fault of his own necessarily, just the recording technology wasn't there and his sound wasn't like that.
Interesting.
His sound is big and distorted and sustaining and sloppy at times in a good way.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever think of Buddy as a precise player in the same way
I would not.
that, Albert King or Freddie King or BB King are, but he was the wildest of that generation. He was the wild.
You don't have to say of that
wildest.
generation.
But when they think of the people around the scene at that time in his era, he was on a different plane, because I think of the Three Kings slightly connected. I can hear things that cross over between those three players. I feel like Buddy Guy is on his own island in that era. Those were contemporaries of his, but you can see why he influenced Jimi Hendrix so much.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that.
Yes,
I am so glad you said that.
It's much easier to draw a line between Buddy Guy and Jimi Hendrix than BB King and Jimi Hendrix, or Freddie King and Jimi Hendrix, or anybody else from that era.
And I think, just to jump on what you just said there, it all has to do with that energetic thing and the sloppiness and the forcefulness of the tone, because it's not sloppy that he's like, he's going for it, man.
Yeah.
More than any other person, any other blues guitar player of that time, but also since. He goes for it. Buddy Guy was never afraid of making mistakes. Buddy Guy was never afraid, or you should never be worried that Buddy Guy is going to be like laying back just like on autopilot.
No.
Always giving it, not 100%, not 110%. He is at like 160%. I have always felt, listening to Buddy Guy, the thing that is most distinct about his playing, his sound is amazing, right? His tone, his ideas, his singing, all that stuff is great. But the thing that most distinguishes him is that I always feel like he just sounds like there's so many ideas in here, right? And they just are exploding out at all times in all directions. And that comes out in his phrasing. He connects ideas so well. And I hear that in Hendrix too. When Hendrix is on a tear, man, they connect their ideas, and it's just flowing. They're in this like musical flow state, this guitar flow state, in the same kind of way. I always have to think that in Hendrix comes from Buddy Guy. And I know for a long time, like back, when I first heard Buddy Guy, I don't know, when in my early to mid teen years, and just reading guitar magazines and stuff, pre-YouTube times, I had like a best of Buddy Guy comp, and I think I had Damn Right I've Got the Blues. you know, those are great, and I don't disagree with you that Damn Right I've Got the Blues. It's not where I would necessarily start somebody, but I think it totally makes sense. But I don't think that either of those quite capture the explosiveness. Like I would read about Buddy Guy's like really energetic playing and his explosiveness and how he inspired Hendrix, and I wouldn't quite hear it in that material.
Mhm.
And you know, for me, when I think of a record that really encapsulates that part of his playing, Stone Crazy.
Woo!
Oh man,
Stone
that
Crazy
is
is
I
an
think that's my favorite Buddy
underrated
Guy record.
gem in his discography.
Wow, I Smell a Rat. I remember the first
Yeah.
time I heard that song, I thought that was like the best thing ever.
That
His guitar
was
playing,
great.
it's incisive, right?
Yeah.
Like he attacks so hard, and the band behind him are amazing. I mean, it's like there's not like there are not a lot of blues bands, if there are any, and I would say that there are none that go that hard. Like they
Yeah.
go so hard. It's like an avant-garde record. It's like all this crazy like
Whoa, whoa,
noise
whoa,
guitar,
whoa,
like avant-garde stuff
whoa.
that I dig. Dude,
Deep, deep.
no, seriously, listen, like sit there
No,
and
no,
try,
no, no,
like,
no.
you're looking for the
No, you're
groove
gonna
and they're
scare
just
people off.
following.
People have come into this pod because of the Sonny Chirac episode, and now they're gonna think they're gonna hear Buddy
I'm
Guy
speaking-
doing prepared guitar. Hold on.
No, no.
Time out. This is not avant-garde. Okay? No
Listen,
way.
let's go back. Sonny Chirac episode, right? We talked about Summer of Soul, right? We talked about the Summer of Soul movie, and,
Yes.
and talking about how that contextualizes Sonny Chirac's playing within the time period, right? And the feelings that were being captured in black music. I think that is really related to what like Buddy Guy is so it's not this melodic thing. It's like this other that which is what a lot of his peers were doing. Even, you know, Freddie King plays with a lot of energy, you know, explosively in his own way, but it's still like kind of this elegant phrasing thing. Buddy Guy, he's not doing Sonny Chirac. He's not scratching his strings. I mean, sometimes he is, really, but he's doing it within a different context. But for me, it's on that record. It's about the way that the band and Buddy's playing interact. They're not bum 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 bum.
They're
shuffling.
playing 12-bar.
They are shuffling, but they're but they're chasing it. They're all chasing the idea. I love it.
You like to throw the little avant-garde label out.
I love to throw that in there.
Too free. A little too free with
but
that.
listen, man.
But Stone Crazy.
Nobody takes that from his playing in the blues world. All the guys who came after him. I'm not going to name names. You know who I'm talking about. Anybody younger than anybody who grew up listening to music from the 80s on. All those blues guitar players. Show me one. I'm totally open to it. Show me one who plays anywhere near adventurous as Buddy Guy.
And I think there's a slight explanation for that. I think
that it's not popular.
No.
It's not a popular way of playing.
Buddy, when the next generation of guitar players that Buddy influence came into their own, one of those among that crowd was one Stephen Ray Vaughan. And his shadow was so big.
Yeah.
He was so popular. I think it did two things. He kind of overshadowed Buddy commercially, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
However, at the same time, I think during that late 80s, early 90s blues boom that Stevie Ray shepherded in, it also raised the profile of Buddy. Because that era was probably the best era of his recorded output since Stone Crazy or before. You know, Stone Crazy was in 79, right?
Wait, you're saying the late, I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're saying. That the late 90s Buddy Guy stuff.
Early 90s.
Early 90s. Got it.
Early 90s. Like right around when Stevie Ray Vaughan became popular, blues kind of took on this new commercial appeal. Yeah. You know, they were, you know, kind of not unlike what we're seeing right now with Billy Strings. You know, very similar, I think. Sure. I mean, bluegrass. You know what I'm saying.
I do know what you're saying.
Tide lifts all ships type thing.
And Damn Right I've Got the Blues. That's 91. So that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Because that was really kind of the first of that era
Yeah,
That
I can go
string
with you.
of
Feels
real
like rain.
successful records. Man, I'm gonna tell you a story one time about a buddy guy guitar clinic.
Please do.
I'm gonna say so, and this is kind of I've this kind of insight to. Have you ever been to Buddy's Club in Chicago?
No.
Killer place. So I was with the National Guitar Workshop. We were doing a Chicago Blues Summit camp just outside of town in Chicago, and one of our guests was going to be Buddy Guy, and of course, and normally what we would do is we would rent out Buddy's club one afternoon for a jam session, and all the students we'll get them on a bus, we'll drive them into town, and they can just hang and have lunch and have their own little private jam session at Buddy's club. Well, I was able to arrange to have Buddy do like a clinic, right? They said the one stipulation is he's not going to play guitar. Okay, cool. And this is like 10:30 in the morning. We're on the South Loop in Chicago. We arrived there, and I remember there was these trio of guys from Italy who flew in for this because Buddy's their all-time favorite dude. And so we get off the bus. I'm the first one off the bus. I was the director of the camp. And I walk into the club, of course, completely empty. The third seat at the bar, there's Buddy, just sitting there hanging out. Just hanging out. I'm like, oh, hey, said hi to him. And didn't tell the campers.
Hello, Mr. Guy.
Hello, Mr. Guy. Didn't tell the campers that because when you walk into his club right there, you're like almost face to face, right? Mm-hmm. And the campers just came in thinking, oh, yeah, it's just an empty club. We're going to hang out. And they were just like frozen. They couldn't believe that their hero, Buddy Guy, was sitting there. So everybody gets in. Everybody kind of says their hellos. He gets up on stage, and he is funny as hell. He has such a sense of humor. Buddy does. And answered everybody's questions, all this. So we're going to have this Q&A, this kind of big, hour and a half long meet and greet and stuff. That's all good. And then afterwards, the campers are going to stay and hang and just have a jam session on stage at Buddy Guy's club. And Buddy kind of walks to the back. And then the first kind of ad hoc band gets up there. And I got to tell you, the fortitude in these kids, there's 16 group of like 16-year-old kids. They decide what song are we going to play at Buddy Guy's club? We're going to play Damn Right I Got the Blues right here in Buddy Guy's club. Right? So brave. They're just going, these kids, they're just not scared of anything. I would love to know where these kids are at today. But they start busting into Damn Right I Got the Blues. And they're about halfway through the song. And I could see the guy singing and playing guitar look over to his left. And there's Buddy sitting at the bar watching him. And he looks over at him, and Buddy gives him like the thumbs up and stuff. And Buddy sat there and hung out for an hour and watched everybody play.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? And he had the big Cadillac in the parking lot out back. And all of a sudden, one time I looked, he's there. One time I looked, he's gone. Just whoosh, into the wind.
That was it.
Just hops in his Cadillac.
That's so cool.
But that's a pretty core memory for me as a guitar player that afternoon. And I can only imagine for those, they're mostly kids on stage playing that song to Buddy Guy's face. Like, I don't know if I'd have the guts to do that.
Oof.
Right? That was
too
great.
naive to know better. Dude,
that's
awesome. So when did you first see Buddy Guy?
The first time I saw him was, I'm going to tell you, it's a mixed bag. I was a big fan of Buddy Guy. I had seen him on the Austin City Limits tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan with Clapton and Jimmy Vaughan. You remember seeing that? Did you ever see that?
I don't know if I have.
It was after Stevie's death, probably a year after Stevie's death, and maybe a year and a half. And Austin City Limits did this tribute to Stevie Ray, and all, Clapton, B.B. King, Jimmy Vaughan, Reese, everybody was there. And I remember I'd heard a Buddy Guy, I'd heard some records. I remember checking out the live album with G.E. Smith from the library.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one I really checked out, and that was fiery as hell.
I borrowed that from my friend's dad.
That's a great record. I would say that might be the place I would point. Just like it's a it's a Saturday Night Live band, basically.
Yeah.
With G.E. Smith, and then Buddy just calls tunes. You know, this one's in G, whatever. Um,
But when's the first time you saw him live?
that would have been the Mississippi Valley Blues Festival. That would have been, let's see, probably 2000, I would say. And that was on the Sweet Tea. Maybe it was 01 then. It was on the Sweet Tea tour, right?
Okay.
I know
now,
your
I am a
affinity for that.
big
Hold on.
fan.
You're a big fan. I've come to like it more, but here's why I was turned off at the time. You know, I was some knucklehead kid. I was like, play Messing with the Kid, play, you know, Damn Right, play Feels Like Rain. And he did all that stuff. That was all great. But as the guitar nerd that I was, I look up on stage and I see these new Fender amps that people have been talking about in the streets. They're called Cyber Twins. And he had a pair of them. And the circus trick with those is that the knobs turned on their own, right? So when you hit a different preset, right?
I am unfortunately familiar with that amplifier.
I will say Buddy played great that night.
I'm sure he did.
Played great, but gosh dang, those amps did not sound good. You know, he had a pair of them, and I mean,
those are supposed to be the future of guitar tone.
I don't need to see the knobs turn. I don't. And
I think I told you this. I used one of those over the course of a summer for a gig I had playing at an amusement park, and that was the house amp, and there wasn't an option to bring another amp. It was like, here's the stage at the amusement park. You know, it's a show, it's a production. Here's your amp, and it was the Cyber Twin, and I could never. I was a sub, so I played a lot of gigs over the course of the summer, but I never had time to like learn how to use that amp. And it was, you know, I'd set a setting and then the knob would turn back to where the preset. It's like I'd turn it and it'd go. Zzz, I hated that amp.
Hated those amps.
But I wouldn't want to hear Buddy Guy use that amp. But what I will say, Sweet Tea, you and I talked about this previously. Sweet Tea, I understand that would color the way that I thought of a record too, but I love that record. It is one of my favorite Buddy Guy records. It is really, really heavy, and it's really so vibey. And it's not the thing that I was talking about before. It's not stone crazy. It's not the crazy, energetic, like explosive thing. It's this slower, big fat tones, and it's a shame that you heard it that way because it is such a tone record.
And it's a lot of
such
junior
a sound and production. Yeah, Junior.
Yeah,
Kimbrough
it's a
stuff.
lot of Junior Kimbrough stuff. Jimbo Mathis plays on it. I think
he produced it, right? Did he produce it?
Dennis Herring produced it.
But I love that record. I think that's a great place for anybody to start. But you had an unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I came around to it later, but I remember him just with this very specific iteration of tone. I was like, yeah, you know. I ended up seeing him with Johnny Lang and Jeff Beck a couple times, and then I saw him at the Crossroads Festival. And then here's my favorite Buddy Guy interaction. Me and a former colleague, Adam, used to work at Premier Guitar. This was probably 3 or 4 months after I started Premier Guitar. We were going to Chicago to cover the Crossroads Festival, the first one in Chicago. And we're all going up the night before, getting settled, because that night, or 2 nights before maybe, because I know one night we went to the House of Blues to see Los Lobos, and then another night we're going to Buddy Guy's club because Jimmy Vaughn was having a private CD release party, right?
Cool.
So we're in this kind of VIP area, Adam and I. And, you know, the guys from Los Lobos were there. Johnny Lang was sitting in front of us. And about 3 rows in front of us, there were 2 empty seats. And Jimmy Vaughn was on stage. And funny enough, everybody loved the opening act for Jimmy Vaughn that night, who was this young gentleman named Gary Clark Jr.
Oh, wow.
That was one of the first times I saw Gary. And so, but there were these 2 seats, a couple stands in front of us. And then there was a door kind of off to the left. And out of nowhere, this door opens and in walks Jeff Beck and his wife and they sit down 3 rows in front of us. Oh, man. And like the air and this was at Buddy Guy's club, the air in the room changed, right?
Yeah.
And so Jimmy was up there and Buddy comes wandering in and just ends up on stage, right? He's playing, blah, blah, blah. And Buddy's like, how many of y'all want to see Jeff Beck get up here and play some blues? And the place going crazy, right? And we're all kind of looking at Buddy, and then we're looking at Jeff, and then we're looking at Buddy, and then we're looking at Jeff, and then we look at Buddy, and he's like, let's hear it. You want to hear Jeff Beck get up there? And we look down, Jeff Beck and his wife have vanished into thin air. They have vanished. And even Buddy was like, where'd they go? He was out of there. Jeff was not having it. Jeff was just gone. So Jeff did not get up and play that night. But you imagine that lineup would have been Buddy Guy, Jimmy Vaughn, Gary Clark Jr., and Jeff Beck, with like Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Los Lobos and Johnny Lang sitting in the audience.
But do you think that was there any world where Jeff Beck walked in thinking he wasn't going to get asked to get on stage?
Right, like you're Jeff Beck, and it's a room full of
and he's not like an inconspicuous looking dude. Like,
no, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, that's Jeff Beck! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" And I look at Adam, and his eyes were, taking over his face, like mine were. Like, what's
about to happen?
What's gonna happen? But that was one of my favorite Buddy Guy memories of him kind of shaming Jeff Beck.
That's
into
so
jamming, and
funny.
Jeff being like, sorry, no, can't do it. Have you seen Sinners?
First time?
Hold on. Have you seen Sinners?
No, what's Sinners?
Sinners, the movie. It's like a horror movie that just recently came out.
I have not.
Oh, I need to watch it now because apparently Buddy makes a cameo in the movie.
Oh, no way. Okay. Well,
yep.
We'll watch it and report back.
We'll watch it and report back.
I saw Buddy Guy twice. And I just saw that he's playing near me this weekend.
Go.
I should probably go.
You should probably go. Gotta go check it out.
I have a pretty full schedule, and I don't have a babysitter. But both times I saw him were pretty deep. I saw him when I was 15. Actually, I was looking at the schedule. I think I was younger than that. I think it was 14, and I think I saw him, or I saw him at the Man, and it was him, and it was Johnny Lang, and it was Susan Tedeschi. What a great show! And I didn't know about the walk in the audience stuff. And he walked all the way up and down the aisles. They're long. That's it's a shed. It's a big place. Man, just like that was the first live blues guitar I ever experienced. Like, could I pick a better time? Right. Amazing. And I didn't know a lot of the songs at that time. Like, I remember like hearing like Feels Like Rain for the first time there, and then going and checking out all this stuff. So that was super deep. That was a really meaningful experience. And then a few years ago, I went with my mom to see him, and man, still sounded great. He sounded so good, and he's just like crazy guitar playing. Like, he is playing, like, some of his stuff is so extreme, so crazy. He's totally loud. Like, still cranking.
Volume is a
nasty tone, and just like he's lost some of his precision is the wrong word, but something. There's some articulation.
But I mean,
he makes up with it with another thing.
On some of those early records, you do kind of hear that smear of notes that he does once in a while.
Yeah,
where he doesn't care about whatever notes he needs to fly by to get to the one he wants to get to, or the bend he wants to get to. Talk about an overbender. And I don't mean that as in too much. I mean, he loves huge bends.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
It doesn't have to be in tune, but he hits it with such force. You're like, whew.
He's
one of the last really great blues guitar showmen.
Yeah.
He is up there doing a shtick. And I say that in the best possible way. And he has it worked out. B.B. King was the same way. B.B. King kind of had the same jokes.
He's putting on a show, yeah.
He's putting on a show.
But he was telling jokes.
Telling jokes, crowd work. He'll do it all.
It's also so important that, I remember feeling like that show. Vibe. That's what it's about. It's not about licks. It's not even about melodies. It's about vibe. Like, I just want to be in the room with Buddy and feel that sound coming off the stage. And that's what it was. That's what I got, and it was amazing. Oh man, I want to go see Buddy Guy this weekend.
See,
I want to just to make sure we cover this. I want to go backwards real quick to something we kind of glossed over, and we got into the stuff that maybe is more experiential to us. But I want to talk about, okay, so Buddy Guy, started. There's so many different albums, so many different periods of his career. One thing that I feel like I don't hear get talked about a lot. I hear a lot of people talk about the early Chess stuff, right? But though this was also on Chess. His first LP, studio LP, was Left My Blues in San Francisco, 1967.
Yep.
Right? I really like that late 60s period. And I think it's like, you got the Hendrix thing is happening at the same time. And I think that this is another place where like you hear that. Like we talked about Hendrix before, the Hendrix sound, the Hendrix influence being related to Buddy Guy, but also like the way he was playing at the time that was contemporary to Hendrix is really interesting to me. Because it's like, to me, like Buddy's older. Let's see, how old was Buddy? He was born in...
He was like 32, 31.
So he was a young dude. Yeah. We're talking about 31-year-old Buddy Guy, and Jimi Hendrix is only a couple years younger. And so Left My Blues in San Francisco, and then 1968, you got A Man in the Blues. Those records, it's funny, like, because it seems as though Buddy's this older generation of player. And when you hear those records or watch videos of that time period, I see the relationship. He's just a little bit more to the blues, in the blues camp, and putting out records on blues labels, right? Chess and Vanguard and stuff. Whereas Hendrix was on a major label releasing rock music. The songwriting's different, right? But the guitar playing is so much more related than I feel like a lot of people ever talk about in that contemporary time. And it's, it's because Buddy had been around for a while, but that didn't mean he was old. There is, the movie Festival Express?
Oh yeah.
Great movie about that tour. The Grateful Dead, I think, were sort of at the center of it. I forget the whole story. Went across Canada on a train. Crazy idea. Put a bunch of bands with a lot of alcohol and a lot of drugs on a train and drive them across Canada. The Buddy Guy performances in that movie. Oh my God. Right?
Yes.
Hoochie Coochie Man and Money especially. Whoa. Dude.
Those are great. Those would be some of the first ones I sent. YouTube clips, I would say. I
have shown that to people, specifically Money. Shown that to people as their first experience of Buddy Guy, because it's like, talk about showman. Like you're saying about his showmanship. It's like he's putting on a show, and it's just like he looks like he's been struck by lightning, right? Like he's just like vibrating the blues, and like just like. But it I take that back. It's like it goes beyond that. It's like I wish I watched that and I'm like, man, this should have been as big as Hendrix. Like he should have been. And it's just marketing. Marketing is why he wasn't, as far as I can tell, because he was just as powerful in his playing, and it's so well developed and so well delivered and it's so energetic. If you've never seen that, like you have to go watch that. It's incredible.
So some other awards and honors our buddy has won. He's won 8 Grammy Awards. He has the National Medal of Arts. He's earned 23 W.C. Handy Awards. He was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Louisiana Hall of Fame. He was awarded the Kennedy Center Honors. He's in the Musicians Hall of Fame. December 8th is Buddy Guy Day in Louisiana and Mississippi. He was awarded the Golden Plate of the American Academy of Achievement by Jimmy Page. Right? I mean, he's written 2 books. I've only read the first one. Damn Right, I've Got the Blues. I haven't read the second one when I left home. But yeah, he has done everything there is to do in the world of blues guitar. And we are happy he is still around. You should go see him.
Yes.
If he comes around. He's billing this as his final tour. The farewell tour.
I'm pretty sure he was building his final tour a couple years
I mean,
ago.
yeah, this has been going on about 3 years, but hey, Buddy can do what Buddy wants to do.
I am
You know what I'm
fairly
saying?
sure I was like, oh, this will be the last time I ever see him, and now he's playing or playing this weekend.
We also
real
need
quick,
to
can
mention.
we?
Yes, hold on. We also need to mention his stuff with Junior Wells, Hoodoo Man Blues.
Oh yeah,
Great
good stuff.
record. Also, the Muddy Waters record, Folk Singer. If you want to hear some acoustic Buddy Guy, he's the cat on that. And then his real kind of commercial success happened in the early 90s with the Damn Right I Got the Blues record, Feels Like Rain Slipping In. And then there was a break, Sweet Tea Blues Singer, Living Proof, I think was some good stretches. And then he's still been, I mean, I think he has a new record coming out here like next month. So Buddy is getting after it. He's still getting after it.
Man, I love it. Also, we got to talk about that Fender signature Buddy Guy guitar with the polka dots, man. I will tell you
has
right
made
now.
Polka dots so cool.
No, last time I saw him, I was like, I think I want to buy a Buddy Guy string.
Right?
I didn't buy one, but I think it would be very cool to play a polka.
You could get a Buddy Guy.
I don't know anybody that has one, but what's that?
You can get a polka dot wah.
Polka dot, oh yeah, that would be
cool. Yeah.
Buddy Guy Strat though, that would be cool.
I've played one. I don't. There are some of those signature Fender Strats from that era that just aren't super distinctive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could hand me a Buddy Guy Strat, and I couldn't tell you it was a Buddy Guy Strat. Yeah. You know, those kind of things. I remember playing one once. I thought it was a fine Strat. It didn't strike me as like, oh, these are some of the definitive features that Buddy.
Well, I think part of that is like I don't think the Buddy's probably very particular gear-wise when it comes to his guitars. He's a grip it and rip it kind of dude. Like, so
they did just announce today that he has a new signature Strat coming out.
Oh, cool!
Has a Cyber Twin built into it.
Whatever you do, don't go check out a Cyber Twin. Real quick, Reverb. Right. What's the Cyber Twin selling for? What do you think?
Man, if it's 4 digits, I'll be surprised. I'll be shocked.
No, it's not even close.
If it's over 500,
I could buy one right now for $330. It's another one for $350. That seems to be like a reasonable.
And those are like Fender, like 212 Fender twin style, like size.
I see one listed here for $2,200, and good.
That must be the one that Buddy used on that gig.
Yeah,
it still has his presets.
The rest are in the
presets.
$300, $400, $500. Man, I just remember the publications of the time giving those good reviews, and I gotta say, they were wrong.
It was no bueno.
No bueno. Not even close to bueno.
No bueno.
Okay.
All right. So go listen to Buddy Guy today.
Go listen to Buddy Guy.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks again to XV for sponsoring today's episode. Get yourself a wireless unit. Go traipsing through the crowd on your next
gig.
Get
a polka dot one.
Oh, if they had a polka dot wireless.
But you can get a black one and put polka dots on it.
Yeah, do it in honor of Buddy.
And if you want to get at us, send us an email to 100guitarists@premierguitar.com or leave us a voicemail, send us a text, 319-423-9734. Are you trying to get rid of? Do you have a super deal on your Buddy Guy signature Strat?
Ooh.
Let me know. Let me know about that. Okay.
I'll
still send all Shadrick gets all your Gibson Chet Atkins sales until he buys one, please. But you can send me your Buddy Guy signature Strat for sale. I would love to see your Reverb listing. And if I go see him this weekend, maybe I want to buy it.
Dig it. All right. We'll see you next time.
Have a great week.